something on a little cruise travel-esque, like welcoming back all the cruise ships that have been going out lately. It has been absolutely amazing to see all the different vloggers, all the different ships. I was really trying to get on one, but when they were starting wasn't really working for my life. There's so much that goes on in the month of July. It is literally like, if you've noticed in the past, like I literally hardly ever even vlog or video or edit or anything in the month of July because it is so jam-packed with things. But I really did want to wrap up the Santa Fe trip, and I do have some upcoming things. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming adventures. All right, let's get to it. All right, if you didn't see the Santa Fe vlogs, oh my gosh. They were absolutely so hysterical, so funny. I had such a great time with the grandkids over there in New Mexico and just hanging out. It was a whirlwind getting down there. There was a couple storms that happened. Tornadoes touched down periodically. I just went at a very random time. But for some reason, this happens in traveling. Nothing you can do. And God bless all the people, and my prayers are going out to the individuals with the hurricane that is coming in over on the East Coast. My prayers go out to everybody over there. So another thing that we did is that we went on some hikes, and we went on 3 hikes. And the first one was up to Sandia Peak, which is absolutely beautiful. We took the tramway up there. We did not hike up that mountain. It was about 10,000 feet in elevation. Absolutely amazing. I think that one had the most beautiful scenery going up the tramway, even more beautiful than the one we did in Palm Springs. And I think that's becoming a thing. It's like we're going to find these tramways and go up them. We both like cringe a little bit, and Letty actually gets a little nervous, even more so. But once we're on there and we're going, we're just like looking at everything. And we didn't see a bear, but the tram operator was saying that she had seen a bear like in the one before us as she was coming up or going down or something, but we didn't see any. But we were looking, and it was just really, really beautiful. Another one we did is we went into, I think it's David Ball, North Loop. Was it North Loop? It was a loop. That area has so many trails. You could do a mile trail, or you could do 10 miles if you wanted to. There's so many areas to go on, lots of shade. It's absolutely very beautiful. And I think we enjoyed that quite a bit. I think that was maybe one of our favorites. Even though we love going up in the mountains, but we liked that we could see, like, there were some overlooks, a lot of shade and a nice breeze coming through. And the elevation gain was pretty nice. It wasn't super bad. So, and we kind of like that, a little bit of a balance there. Another one was Bandelier National Wilderness. Now we wanted to do 2 hikes there. We wanted to do like a 2.5 mile. And you know what? I'll link Letty's channel below because her hikes have very specific information in her videos, and they'll give you the actual miles. I believe she puts in there how long it took, and then also the elevation gain and things like that. And she puts some very specific information. So I'll link her channel below. And the climb was very steep, and it took us a while to get up to the top. But once you start coming down, we did see across the canyon, which is where the other hike was going to be. And we were thoroughly exhausted because we had done this in the last half of our day, and we were exhausted by the time we finished with this. But it was absolutely beautiful. So we were actually able to see across the canyon where we would have hiked our second hike that day in that area, and we were fine with it. We wanted to go see some artifacts and things like that were in that other side, but we were tired, and we know not to push ourselves. We know we'd have to have a balance, and I think that's always good when you're traveling, to find that balance. And so this hike was really good. Once you get to the top, there's, you know, you can look out over and you feel like you're really high up in the sky. And then when you make the loop to come down, you're actually looking down into the canyon. This beautiful rock. And there was a lot of like different types of rock and greenery and cacti. There was just everything. It was absolutely amazing to go see. I really enjoyed that one too. Once we got down though, we were kind of like, poofed. It was late in the day. And so all we could think of is like getting back and having dinner. So let's move on to food. All right. So we went to some amazing places to eat. You know, with my grandkids, I did whatever they wanted. You know, I went to a local place with them, and it was just kind of like it was absolutely good, but it was like one of those where we were the first ones in the door because we were hungry. They hadn't opened yet, and then she saw us sitting outside, and she was like, "Do you want to come in?" We're like, "Yeah." So we went in and got little, like Mexican food, and we got burritos, tacos, all very inexpensive, very, very good. And as soon as we ordered, and the doors were open, that place filled up. So it's a very popular place. Then what we did, we just went to some local places there, just some places all the kids wanted to go to. Once I left there and got to Albuquerque, then Letty and I decided we were going to try to find as many local places as we possibly could. And we actually did. And so we went to the one grandma's, now I can't remember the whole name, K&I Diner. Oh my gosh, so good. Highly recommend this place, and I will link all these places down below if they have a website. I just remember that Grandma's K&I don't know if they had a website. I'll link it below. I'll put the list below at least. Anyway, it was so good. It was just really good. And we were very happy about that. Then in the evening time, we had driven up to Santa Fe, and we just ended up going, there wasn't that many places open by the time we got hungry. It was after 8 o'clock, and a lot of places closed early. So we ended up just going to Olive Garden, which still, Olive Garden's still really good. You know, you get the soup, salad, breadsticks, and you're good to go. And that's kind of what I like there. And then we had a couple little sides, appetizer things. We thought that would work out perfectly for us. Then the next day we decided to try the Pantry, which I had really good reviews on, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was really, really good. And that one was, again, one of those that came up that said, you know, you have to go there. It's very popular and stuff. And I can see why. Little hole in the wall kind of joint, very small, intimate, but the staff were great, the food was great, everything was great. I loved it. And we got some stuff to go, we put it in our fridge, and then we went back out to go explore Santa Fe. So I don't even think that we got food the rest of the day, because we had some left over and we'd taken it back to the room. So we just had our leftovers and stuff. So that was the end of that day. So the next day, after we went to Chimayo, we stopped at the Pig and Fig Cafe in White Rock on our way to Bandelier National Wilderness. I had a shrimp po' boy. They have a lunch special, so you get whatever's in the box. So it was the po' boy, the chips, and a cookie and a drink. And I think it was $10. 10, $12, something like that. I thought it was very reasonable considering it came with everything. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I held on to that cookie. I ate it at some point. I don't remember when I ate it, but I held on to it and I ate it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And I'm so glad we did that, because we went on our hike and we would have been starving if we hadn't ate. Oh my gosh. And it was good. It was everything. And Letty had the BLT, and her sandwich looked so good. And you think, oh, BLT. It was an amazing BLT. Then that night, we went to Tortilla Flats. Now, this is one place, all the ones that I'm mentioning, highly recommended. But Letty had it in her head that we were going to Tortilla Flats. Kept saying it, and I said, we're gonna go, because she really wants to go, and we're gonna honor this. We went to Tortilla Flats. That was totally worth it. That chili relleno, because I got my plate, and it was like pork chops and pozole and potted beans. I like potted beans. I don't really like refried beans. And then I have to try chili rellenos anywhere I go. I'm not a cheese person, but for some reason, I love chili rellenos, and I can do that. I'll eat the cheese, basically. And so it was so good. It was amazing. It was nice and flavorful. I think they use a little bit less salt, which I don't use a lot of salt, so it actually tasted really good. Like, I could taste all the other flavors coming through. And so it was just really, really good. And I ate everything, and I was so full. I actually said, if you didn't see my video, I actually felt like I made myself sick, because I normally don't eat that much, especially at night. And this was kind of late. So I was like, oh my gosh. But it was so good. The next day I said, I want to try donuts, because it was donut day, like the day before or something, and I said, we missed donut day, we have to have donut day. So we found this place called Whoo's Donuts, very popular, has some very unique donuts, and we did a little taste testing of them. We realized the Mexican chocolate cream, I think is what it was, that was like the best donut ever. It wasn't super heavy, it was super light, like, you know, where you could just squish it. But it was so good, and it had a chocolate cream inside. And then after eating it just a little bit, it had a little fire, little kick. Not hot, but just like a little kick. Oh, it was so good. Loved it. It was probably the best donut I think I've ever had. My mouth is watering. So the last meal there in Santa Fe, as we were exploring, we stopped at the Plaza Cafe where we had lunch. And that was really good too. Again, I always try something a little bit different, and I decided to try the blue corn enchiladas. And they actually lay them flat. And it was actually like really good. A little bit different, not something I'd normally go for, but they just did a tortilla on the bottom, the meat in the middle, and a tortilla on top, and they put the green sauce on top. And then I think it came with beans and something. I don't remember what it came with. It doesn't matter. There's a picture floating in here. That was actually really good. I was quite surprised. And then I tried the pickled pear lemonade, which had a little bit of different flavor and tang to it. A little bit of bitter, a little bit of sweet. It was like a little bit of everything. So, and I really did like enjoying, like, trying things new. I really did like all of this aspect that we were trying. It doesn't sound like that because we went a lot of Mexican restaurants, but we actually did try different things to where we could actually try different types of meats, different types of sauces, how they make it in, just from Albuquerque to Santa Fe, how things look a little bit different. So it was thoroughly enjoyable. Of course, and the reason being is because I started a Nutrisystem that literally probably a day or two after I got back. Or no. It was a few days later because I had ordered the food and didn't come in time. But that was okay. I really started cutting my food down after that because I knew it was time. It was time. I'll have another video on Nutrisystem later because it is what it is, right? So another great thing about exploring New Mexico and Santa Fe was with my grandkids, I was able to learn quite a bit about New Mexico from them. And what's interesting is my dad was born in New Mexico, and I mentioned in those vlogs, I actually went through the town that he was born in, and so it was really kind of exciting. And then I got down there and they had a living desert, which is basically a place that has a lot of native plants and native animals and just things like that, so you can look and explore all the native things of New Mexico. And my grandson had learned quite a bit about it, and so it was really nice to learn all about that from him, from his point of view. That was very exciting. And then we went up to Santa Fe. We got some really great culture. We saw a beautiful Native American dance. Then we also heard some a beautiful group of ladies with their Mexican music. Was absolutely gorgeous. So really did enjoy that. We also had a wonderful time exploring downtown in Old Town area, and we got to learn a lot about things that had happened there, like reading the different historical stuff and just going into the shops and just seeing things. It was just beautiful to be in that. I love being in the older districts and towns, and that actually made you feel like you're really kind of exploring like an older side of New Mexico. I highly recommend that area. Another big thing that we did when we were exploring and stuff is we went to some churches. The first church we went to, you could only see the outside. The doors weren't open. We went back another day and the door was open, but it was only open to like a shop area. So the actual big church was not open or inside. And, but it was gorgeous outside. Just seeing it, it's vast, how old they are. They're just so beautiful. And I think that was St. Francis. If not, I'll correct myself down here. And then we went to Loretto Chapel on this one day. Most amazing staircase I've ever seen. It's still a mystery of some sort of who built it and how he built it. Literally, there's only one bar that it's actually attached to on a pillar, and the rest of it's totally freestanding and it's curved. It's absolutely amazing, beautiful workmanship. And inside the church, it's so beautiful and spiritual. And sometimes you know when you're supposed to be somewhere. And that day, we really need to be at that church. There was a lot happening in our lives, and we really needed to be at that church. And we took the time to pray and really take in everything that surrounding was offering us that day. My greatest reward of going back to New Mexico, besides seeing my grandkids, of course, and giving them the most amazing hugs, was going to Chimayo. So my dad went there. I thought it was when he was about 10 years old. My brother thinks that he said it was around when he was 6 or 7 years old. So in my videos, I say 10 years old. He took us back when I was 13. So that was 40 years ago, or more, because I haven't had my birthday yet. And I'm like going, wow, to be back in that moment. And I am so grateful that Letty actually like felt it as much as I did, and I had remembered. It really does make you feel like you're stepping into old New Mexico, and seeing the chapels and the prayers and the people just asking for something, healing, blessings, whatever. It's just so powerful at that one place. It's also a place of pilgrimage. And so they will walk, I believe, from Albuquerque all the way to Chimayo, which is quite a distance. And it's something that I've always thought of doing a pilgrimage, but not here. I thought about doing it in Spain. There's the pilgrimage from, I'm not going to think of the name right now, but it's from France into Spain, and it's supposed to be an amazing, like, your healing spiritual journey. But they do that there, and they end in Chimayo, and you can feel the power at that place. I was able to get some holy dirt and bring it home, and I will tell you a little fun fact. At security, they did stop me. Yes, so I got some nice drug swabbing, and my holy dirt got tested for drugs, and but they let me bring it, and I was like, okay. I totally get it. But I was like, it's just holy dirt in Chimayo. They were just like, why are you bringing dirt on the plane? And I was like, it's holy dirt. And so it was very special that I bring some to my family. And then also for, you know, blessings in the house. I say the dirt, if you rub it on different areas, I have a lot of arthritis. I remember my mom used to rub it on her shoulders and her arms and stuff. And so, I don't know. I pray and hopefully that'll take some aches and pains away sometimes. I don't know. Could happen. Were there any little things that happened that were negatives? I would say not. I think, well, I mean, except that tornado warning and stuff. All right, that is a wrap up of my trip to Santa Fe. Absolutely amazing. Love going on these explorations. I loved seeing my grandkids. That was so beautiful. If they hadn't had school, I would have been able to stay with them a couple more extra days, but gotta get an education, kids. So I can't wait for my next upcoming adventure where I was able to go spend some time with 2 of my grandkids. My other grandkids are anxiously awaiting for their trip, which is coming up in a couple weeks. So stay tuned because all of those videos will be coming to you soon. We're going to be taking some time to go to some new areas that we hadn't been before and maybe go back to an old stopping ground. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care. Have a great day.